Hey guys, welcome to my channel Elite Wrestling World. My name is GhostSaad. Thank you guys for joining me right here on AEW Collision post-show review. Collision was a fantastic show tonight and AEW continue build to next month's Revolution pay-per-view. Another very good trios main event on Collision. FTR and Daniel Garcia against Christian Cage, Nick Wayne, and Killswitch. Also, we have Bryan Danielson against CMLL's resident technical wrestling expert, Hechicero. Serena Deeb is back in action against Queen Aminata. The show opens with Eddie Kingston versus Bryan Keith. Very good showing for Bryan Keith tonight as always. Kingston takes a shot in his jaw that knocks his equilibrium off for a while. Keith flips onto Eddie from the ring apron to the floor below. He slams Eddie to the mat for a near fall. Kingston suddenly hits the exploder suplex, but Keith comes back with one of his own. Keith blocks the spinning back fist and nails the Liger bomb for a near fall. Eddie gets up and lands the spinning back fist this time. But Keith has more left in the tank. Eddie delivers the machine gun chops in the corner. He catches Keith in a sleeper hold and then a DDT for a near fall. Keith slaps Eddie repeatedly, but Eddie absorbs the strikes and comes back with the spinning back fist for the pinfall win. Again, a very good performance from Bryan Keith. After the match, Tony is in the ring to interview Kingston, but Eddie tells him to talk to Keith. Tony announces that Bryan Keith is all elite, and the graphic appears on the video board. Bryan Danielson suddenly makes his entrance and raises Keith's hand. Bryan's match is next. Jon Moxley's post-Dynamite promo is shown where he talks trash on the CMLL guys who ambushed him on Dynamite. Next up is Bryan Danielson versus Hechicero. Bryan goes for the diving head but late in the fight. But Hechicero catches his arms, rolls him around the ring just like he did to win on Rampage last night. Bryan escapes but is grabbed again for a choke against the ropes. Hechicero dives over the top to splash onto Bryan on the floor below. Bryan gets his knee up to block Hechicero's next dive in the ring. With Hechicero down and vulnerable on the mat, Bryan applies the Lebo lock. Hechicero manages to escape and twists over for his own submission. Bryan rolls over and pins Hechicero down to the mat to escape with the win. Hechicero attacks Bryan after the match is over, but Claudio Castagnoli runs out to make the save. Hechicero runs away. Again, the story between Blackpool Combat Club and CMLL guys is getting interesting. And now we have a trios match on Dynamite, so let's see what happens next. FTR and Daniel Garcia are interviewed in the back about their future as a trios team. Garcia is happy to have them by his side. FTR said they closed the chapter on House of Black last week and starting a new chapter tonight, especially now that the rankings are back and they are listed in the trios division. Next up is Hook versus the Outrunners in a handicap match. The commentators say this is an impromptu match, as Hook asked to fight 2 men when he arrived at the building. The Outrunners get the early advantage and pose in the ring. Hook stands right back up and stares at them from behind as they pose. He isolates them and delivers vicious crossface blows. The Red Room is locked in and the match is over. So we are continuing the momentum for Hook and we have a feud between Hook and Bryan Cage. Tony is in the ring and welcomes Mark Briscoe to the ring for an interview. Briscoe puts over Schiavone and talks about coming to the aid of FTR and Daniel Garcia last week. At the end of the cage match, the lights go out and House of Black appear on the video board. Malachi Black likes magic tricks, especially ones that make the person disappear. And that's what they plan to do to Briscoe. The lights go out. Briscoe is on high alert when the lights come back on. Malachi says they will eradicate him from pro wrestling, and are already in his head. So we are gonna get a feud between House of Black and Mark Briscoe, which will be interesting to see. There is a video package hyping up the Cope Open and Adam Copeland's chase for the TNT Championship. We'll hear from him next week. Possibly he will challenge for the TNT Championship with a stipulation. A quick match for Serena as she defeated Queen Aminata. We will pick it up after the commercial break. Serena fights back and takes Queen down with a lariat. She nails a rolling forearm, and then a swinging neck breaker for a near fall. Aminata escapes a backslide and knocks Serena down with a headbutt. Serena gets Aminata back in the middle of the ring and applies the Serenity Lock for the submission victory. Again, AEW is building up Serena to TBS Championship, possibly because she is too good not to win a championship. We have Swerve Strickland on the show tonight as well. Tony welcomes Swerve Strickland to the ring for an interview, introducing him as the #1 contender to the AEW World title. Tony asks for Swerve's thoughts on fighting Hangman Page next week on Dynamite for the world title shot at Revolution. Swerve acknowledges Black History Month and the people who paved the way for him to be in the ring. Swerve's name will join that list when he beats Hangman on Dynamite, and goes on to win the world title. He's beaten Hangman twice already, and the third time's the charm. He will put Hangman behind him and become Black History. Swerve telling Prince Nana the Mogul Embassy won't be ringside for the match. No interference, no excuses. Which is good to hear, as we need a fair match with no interference. And we will possibly get a 30-minute time limit draw to set up a triple threat match at Revolution. We have a quick match between Red Velvet and Vert Vixen. Red Velvet hits a backstabber and the stir-it-up spin kick to get the quick win. Velvet has a title eliminator match next week on Dynamite against Toni Storm. It's main event time on Collision. FTR and Daniel Garcia versus Christian Cage, Killswitch and Nick Wayne in a trios match. Garcia makes the hot tag late in the match and takes the fight to Nick Wayne with a brainbuster. For a near fall, Wayne gets Garcia in the eyes and comes back with a fisherman suplex. Wayne mocks Garcia's dance and slaps him in the face. Garcia surprises him with a roll-up for a near fall. Christian shoves Garcia off the top rope and into Wayne's world for a near fall. Things break down in the ring with everyone getting involved. Killswitch chokeslams Wheeler. Dax gets Christian in the sharpshooter, but is caught in Wayne's world. Garcia then rolls up Wayne for the pinfall win. Garcia stares down TNT champion Christian Cage after the match is over, with the commentators hyping up Garcia is likely to move up in the rankings for a TNT title shot. Should be a good match between Christian Cage and Daniel Garcia. He would probably lose until Adam Copeland match, but we can do this after Revolution as well. And possibly Christian Cage can drop the title to Daniel Garcia and move to tag team run with Adam Copeland. That's the end of the show, folks. We have a loaded Dynamite show on Wednesday. Sting and Darby versus Ricky Starks and Big Bill for AEW Tag Team titles. Chris Jericho versus Takeshita. Hangman Page versus Swerve Strickland for title shot at Revolution. BCC versus CMLL guys, and Tony Khan will make a big announcement. Please guys, like and share this video, subscribe to my channel and keep watching Elite Wrestling World. I will see you guys on Wednesday.